welcome to Undercurrent. I'm your host Elise Van Aken, and these are Perth's local stories. The Year 12 Perspectives Art Exhibition showcases some of the most talented graduating high school artists in WA and is a barometer for what our youth are thinking and feeling. But as Tibor Mizaros discovered, this year's 25th anniversary exhibition is also showcasing alumni who've gone on to be professional artists.
It's election time again in WA in 2017, 11th of March. And we got with me, or I have with me, Greg Ross, the working class man.
That's me. How are you again, Tibor? After 4 years, here we go again. I was asked by Julie Matheson if I would stand as a candidate for the Julie Matheson for Western Australia party. I've nominated for Midland because it's me, it's a working class suburb. You know, it's full of people who are struggling each week to pay the bills, living week by week on wages. They're being told every couple of weeks, look, your job is going, but you can come back part-time, you can come back casual, and by the way, the pay rate's gone down. I'm an ordinary working bloke, still doing FIFO, still going 2-1, but I see what the cost of living is. I see all the parties coming out with, we're for education, we're for transport, we're for all sorts of things, and in amongst that somewhere, stop. Could we just talk about ordinary families? The ordinary person is just being squashed, and you never hear from politicians until this time, and then suddenly we are going to do everything. And you think, well, if all that was necessary, why didn't you bloody do it anyhow in the last 4 years? Stop telling us that you're going to build this, you're going to do that, because you're not. You know, Ellenbrook Railway, mate, Ellenbrook Railway, look, there go pigs. I've just seen them flying by there. They've got banker symbols written on, but I've just seen them go by. It's never going to happen, and those people are abandoned out at Ellenbrook. And again, they're being told, yes, we're going to build it. Very happy to be with a party that supports WA. And I ground that down further in that I want to give mum and dad with the 3 kids trying to pay their rent in Midland, I want to give them a voice. I want them to be able to come into my office and say, this is what's happening to us, nobody will listen, we can't get a phone call, please can somebody help? And it's those voters that somebody like me can be the most effective for, because we've lived that life, we know exactly what's going on, and we do care. Don Chipp said it all perfectly all those years ago. Somebody really has to keep the bastards honest.
So Greg, I have to wish you good luck for the election 2017 for March 11 for the seat of Midland that you are targeting with your political party.
Oh, look, thank you very much for that. I'm just here to do the best I can for other people, not myself.
Tibor reporting to Undercurrent.
The Organisation for African Communities is developing an educational program called Stop the Violence. This initiative aims to train youth leaders to help their peers channel their energy towards personal development and peace. Here's Angela Albuquerque with more.
Stop killing each other. Start caring for one another. Stop looking in the mirror and pretend nothing is wrong.
Felt we should take the initiative to bring people together, to strategize, to identify, and help reduce violence in the community.
I think this is the first time an organization have come together to put a project on how they could empower the young African people in Western Australia.
The Stop the Violence project is very important, not just to the Organization of African Communities, but it's also very important in the lives of our young Africans, those who are growing up, and it is important that we imbibe the culture of good societal values in them, instill discipline in them, instill focus in the lives of our young Africans so that they can live a meaningful life and contribute positively to the development of the society in which they live. That is why Stop the Violence is a project that is targeting young Africans to ensure that they imbibe leadership skills to help them not just in their life but also to contribute positively to the community in which they live.
Because of the cultural difference coming into Australia, there's a lot of violence, I think, in families between the young and the old generation, because there is a gap there. It's harder for our younger generation because there's a cultural shock and a cultural difference there. And there's not enough people standing up and actually leading. We need the youth to come together and actually drive it.
Young people need to be busy. They need to be kept busy. And that's something since I've been injured, I was able to do, get 40, 50 of them together. We play games every Wednesday and Friday. And I'm lucky to have the OAC here because they're the one been supporting me with, with equipment. I can't afford it myself, and I'm volunteering for this. And that's something I want to see happen, like violence among our African youth in general. We want to keep that as low as possible. The only way to do it is to get them involved in sport, music, any activity as much as possible, get them busy. That's the only way. If a lot of young people are sitting around bored at home, of course they're going to grab a couple of mates and go around and do silly stuff, which amounts to a lot of trouble, people end up getting hurt.
Stop the Violence Project is an initiation of an organization of African communities. We need to go to the genesis of what actually causes violence. One is identity. We've got issues with finance, we've got issues with the trauma, we've got issues the people trying to fit in, we've got youth trying to transition from their ways of life back in Africa onto the Australian way of life.
One of the key things I always say to any youth in Western Australia, regardless of your ethnicity or your color, you have to be responsible for your own deeds. You have to be responsible for your community. You need to strengthen your community because you can't stand by yourself. You need people. If we have a lot of people in our community that are well educated and really willing to help their community, I'm sure we could have a better Australia.
We will be working with schools that have been identified. We will be working with a gathering of young Africans. We'll be organizing a couple of sporting events and a couple of different events to attract the young people. Our aim is to produce young advocates, young Africans that will serve as leaders in their own local community and speaking against violence. Our objective is also to make sure that every young African feel responsible for what they do, and we want to make sure to encourage them and give them that understanding that it is their responsibility to be a good citizen. It doesn't have to be the police, it has to be everybody, it has to be something collective.
Stop the Violence aims at getting the youth and training them as an instrument to use to stop the violence, getting them at a young age and training them what leadership means, and training them what self-confidence means, and training them what respect means, and training them how to engage in meaningful discussion instead of turning it into violence. So that's what Stop the Violence is all about.
Stop killing each other, stop caring for one another. Stop looking in the mirror and pretend nothing is wrong.
Stick around, we'll have more Perth stories after a short break. Welcome back to Undercurrent. State member for Perth, Eleni Evangel, is keen to hold on to her seat in this upcoming election and spoke to Eliza Wilson about her prospects.
We're joined here with Gary Marocchi, President of the Perth Soccer Club. Who will you be voting for this election?
Well, I don't really want to say, but I would say both parties have supported our club. The Liberal Party have been very supportive with their grants for the redevelopment, and we got an announcement this week that the Labor Party is going to match the grant that Premier Barnett gave us on Monday. So it's a difficult one, but I'm very thankful for both parties for supporting our Perth Soccer Club.
It's my privilege to be interviewing Eleni Evangel, the Liberal Member of Parliament for Perth.
It's been absolutely fabulous. Look, the Perth electorate is a really exciting one. It's a diverse electorate, and there's certainly always something to do. So I've really enjoyed engaging with my community and advocating on their behalf when necessary. I've really focused on education in the electorate primarily. I've worked very closely with the multicultural communities. I've worked closely with our sporting groups. I really believe in the city projects that we've invested in their job creation, and I also believe in the fact that they'll be really placing us well in the diversification of our economy into tourism.
Are the polls between you and Mr Kerry tight?
Absolutely. Look, Perth we've always known will be a tight seat. It was really quite a surprise that the Liberal Party and myself as the candidate won the seat back in 2013. I've just ensured that I have never ever taken the Perth electorate for granted. To me, the Perth electorate's always come first. I've been here to represent them, and if elected again, I will certainly continue to do that. But I can absolutely say that I have not taken it for granted, and the Liberal Party has certainly not, because you only need to take a look around at all the amazing projects and all the amazing investment that we've put into the Perth electorate.
And how are you feeling leading up to the election? Are you feeling confident?
I'm feeling really excited about it. I mean, there's definitely like this aura about elections. What it does do is it brings people together. So I feel really humbled at all the support that I've received in my whole term, I guess, as the member. But also, you know, at this critical time of an election, it just brings people together, and I think it's really exciting. Do I feel confident? Well, I think probably a better word would be optimistic, and I really do believe that our hard work, will pay off. I think about the words of our Minister, the Honourable Peter Collier, often uses. Eleni, if you take care of the process, the outcome would sort itself out. So that's exactly what we're hoping for in this coming election.
Do you think being a woman has impeded you in any way during your political career?
I've never seen being a woman as an impediment. I've embraced my womanhood, and I've really enjoyed being a politician. So I see myself, of course I'm a woman, but I'm a member of Parliament. I'm here to represent my community, and I actually, in fact, think that it's been a bonus in this role, because I can absolutely identify with everybody in the electorate. I can identify with parents, with mothers. I'm a mother myself. I understand what it means to raise a family. I understand what it means to be a working mother. I also understand the importance of education and how families forward plan for their children's education, which is one of the reasons why I have identified education and worked very hard with the Minister for Education, the Honourable Peter Collier, to ensure that we deliver the very best outcomes for both our primary and secondary school students.
Fantastic. And how do you go balancing your life at home with your political career?
I guess it's just like every working woman. I mean, it's no different being a member of Parliament, and it's no different being, a teacher or a nurse. It's a juggling act, and you need your support network. And hey, we're girls. We just do it somehow. So
we get the job done. Yeah,
absolutely. What do they say? I mean, if you want to get the job done, ask a busy person, and that's most women, I think.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time, and good luck for the election. I'm Eliza Wilson for Undercurrent.
After 9 years, the Perth African Nations Cup is still going strong and is bringing together lots of teams from around Perth who are originally from African nations. The final game between Zambia and the Congo was tight, and Angela Albuquerque witnessed all the action.
This tournament is something that we use as a platform to engage young ones, and we're trying to put African people to another platform wherein we showcase and see what we can help people. This year, this tournament is a very hard tournament for us, because we normally host this event in the north side, but this time we decided to come to the south side so people could see what we can do. It's not only about the African people that lives in the northern area, but we want to showcase that we can even do it in the southern place. But I mean, it's a very good thing, and we're happy about the entire project. Today is the final day for the African Nations Cup 2017, Congo versus Zambia, and this tournament been held for 8 or 9 years now. The main aim of this entire project is to bring African people together and see how best we could unite the community.
There's a lot of teams that have been playing, South Sudan, and North Sudan, Zambia, and Sierra Leone, Nigeria, Ghana, you have Guinea. So there's a lot of African teams that were involved. It's helping the youth to focus, helping their mind to be settled is extremely important.
We are Football West that are one of our key sponsors, Organization of African Community. Edmond Rise as well, they've been really supportive over this tournament.
The communities of African nationals studied twice that we should have a venue whereby we bring together Africans to compete amongst themselves, because soccer seems to be one of the best sports played back home. And while we're here, we thought we should also have this game here to foster community relationships.
There's a lot of very solid players within the African community, and it's good to see that a lot of these players are getting opportunities in league teams throughout Perth. There's a lot of attributes that African players bring to teams. They're very competitive, they play with their heart. Athleticism, ball control, general game awareness. I'd love to see the Perth African Nations Cup grow to the level that the Perth World Cup is. Yeah, I'm a team manager for Togo. We've just finished third in the African Nations Cup. We put the team together in November last year. We've been training twice a week, getting ready for this tournament. It's a credit to the coach. He's worked well with the players. We've put a solid team together, and we look forward to coming back again next year and going one better.
There is never a sport that brings all Africans together than football. And football is really the decider for us. To be honest, I've really enjoyed each and every one of it. Right now, the competition is quite intense.
The Congolese step into the ball, and what does he do? He looks at the keeper. The keeper looks at him. He's going. What is... Oh! Ladies and gentlemen, that turns out to be the end of the competition. Ladies and gentlemen, the referee had to call back the penalty. The keeper was supposed to be on the line according to the FIFA rules. This has been a fierce competition. What are we looking at? It has gone now to a sudden death. Ladies and gentlemen, Zambia is the champion of Africa in Perth. What a wonderful tournament.
I want to say thank you to Football West. Football West has been one of our big sponsors. They have been there for us always. I want to say thank you, Gordon Dunn. Extend our appreciation to your entire team there. I want to say thank you to our referees here. Thank you very much for the job well done. You've done very well, and we appreciate it.
You can do it again. Thank you. Go for Zambia. Chipolo Polo.
Well, the whole tournament was good. It was arranged nicely. It was a success.
Pan FC chairman, what do you think about the entire project?
The tournament was really successful. I'm happy for everyone in here.
Thank you so much, Mike, for this opportunity. Well, we love it here, mate. I mean, my team's never actually emerged victorious in such a long time. And we're so happy that the boys actually made it this far.
I'm feeling great, sensational, unexplainable circumstances. It's something that I've been waiting for a long time. Wow. Thank you, boys. Thank you, everybody. Zambia,
Peace. And the Zambia team played fantastic and they deserve to win.
Oh no, it's amazing. We had no idea we had the chance. We tried to carry on from the World Cup. But thanks to Joseph and the coach, and thanks for organizing this, but we finally did it. It was good.
Congratulations.
Thanks for that.
So this is your first. This is not only about soccer, it's about unity. It's about how we can strengthen our community.
A new political party has formed, led by Julie Matheson, to take on the majors this state election. Tibor Misaros spoke to one of the candidates, Greg Ross.
It's election time again in WA in 2017, 11th of March. And we got with me, or I have with me, Greg Ross, the working class man.
That's me. How are you again, Tibor? After 4 years, here we go again. I was asked by Julie Matheson if I would stand as a candidate for the Julie Matheson for Western Australia party. I've nominated for Midland because it's me. It's a working class suburb. You know, It's full of people who are struggling each week to pay the bills, living week by week on wages. They're being told every couple of weeks, look, your job is going, but you can come back part-time, you can come back casual. And by the way, the pay rate's gone down. I'm an ordinary working bloke, still doing FIFO, still going 2-1. But I see what the cost of living is. I see all the parties coming out with, we're for education, we're for transport, we're for all sorts of things. And in amongst that somewhere, stop. Could we just talk about ordinary families? The ordinary person is just being squashed. And you never hear from politicians until this time. And then suddenly we are going to do everything. And you think, well, if all that was necessary, why didn't you bloody do it anyhow in the last 4 years? Stop telling us that you're going to build this, you're going to do that, because you're not. You know, Ellenbrook Railway, mate, Ellenbrook Railway, look, there go pigs. I've just seen them flying by there. They've got banker symbols written on, but I've just seen them go by. It's never going to happen, and those people are abandoned out at Ellenbrook. And again, they're being told, yes, we're going to build it. Very happy to be with a party that supports WA. And I ground that down further in that I want to give mum and dad with the 3 kids trying to pay their rent in Midland, I want to give them a voice. I want them to come into my office and say, this is what's happening to us. Nobody will listen. We can't get a phone call. Please, can somebody help? And it's those voters that somebody like me can be the most effective for, because we've lived that life, we know exactly what's going on, and we do care. Don Chipp said it all perfectly all those years ago. Somebody really has to keep the bastards honest.
So Greg, I have to wish you good luck for the election 2017 for March 11 for the seat of Midland that you are targeting with your political party.
Oh, look, thank you very much for that. I'm just here to do the best I can for other people, not myself.
Tibor reporting to Undercurrent.
That's our program for today. Thank you for watching and for supporting our volunteers. Can you see yourself working behind or in front of the camera? We're looking for more people to join our team. Head to our website for more information. We'll see you next time. Take care.